Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. My name is Evelin Barta and thank you all of you who are supporting me on this journey. I love every single one of you. So today I am back with a new channel message from Source. This is what the majority of you have voted for, that you wanted channeling from Source. And we will be talking about March and the energies of March, like what will be dominant. We will check the energies as well. Apologies about the sun, but I love the sun. But when it keeps coming out, when I want to record the video, it's a little bit annoying because it changes the whole lighting of the video. But that's not the point anyways. So yes, we will be talking about March, a little bit of astrology as well. And I think we all need a perspective, taking in consideration what is happening nowadays. What a month we are closing. February has been a very short month, but full of events, full of changes and new perspectives. It's been amazing as well because the time is speeding up. And even though it was speeding up, it did feel very long, the month itself. And I think we are arriving to a realization about many, many things. So let me just say a few things about this situation in Ukraine and Russia, because this is what we are hearing about, like from all directions. And that is the whole point of this narrative, to be loud and to be distracting. And after uploading my most recent video about this crisis and what is really happening there, and the information that I received, that I channeled, I did feel shortly after that a confusion, this energy of confusion, this trickster energy again, something that really wants you to think in a certain way without really seeing the big picture. So this energy of wanting to suck you into being preoccupied with the details and ignoring completely the big picture. So there was a little bit of confusion in my mind as well about this whole thing for a short period of time. And I needed to get centered and to tune into the frequency of my heart in order to gain clarity. And then I gained clarity about that. And in my video about the compilation, the energy levels of different people and so on, I did a reading at the end of the video about where we are standing at right now, where humanity is standing at. And I got a card, which was the card of kind of spiraling up. I can't remember what was the exact card, but it was about this spiral, the spiral of evolution, and this energy of repeating the past, things coming back from the past. But we do have an opportunity to respond in a different way. And I said that sometimes we do feel like we are making a lot of progress, humanity and ourselves as well individually, but then we are coming across a very similar situation, a situation from the past that we have thought that we have already dealt with. And when that situation is showing up, we are like, what is happening there? We thought we healed that. But what is really happening is that we can respond in a different way. And now what is happening is the exact same situation. We have come a full circle since 2020. And almost at the exact time, we are finding ourselves in a new situation, a new narrative that is having the exact same goal. Everything that is happening now, all the information that we are receiving from all different sources, because you will hear many people, you will hear channelers, readers, politicians, everyday people, everyone speculating about what is really happening. Everyone is having an opinion about it. Everyone is trying to figure out what is going on here. And that is an aftermath of the pandemic. People losing their trust in government officials, in the media, so on. So there's this overwhelming confusion and speculation in the air. People want to really know what is behind this because things don't make sense. And let me tell you, they don't make sense because they are not supposed to make sense. And they are supposed to confuse you. They are supposed to draw your attention to this. And they are supposed to redirect your attention from what is really going on to what is being presented. And while people are being preoccupied with the details that don't even make sense about politics, about the conflict between these two countries and the history of conflicts in between these two countries, or psyops about operations, like the operations of the good guys who want to save us, that are acting as our saviors. So while this is all going on, we are losing sight of what is really important in this and what is the end goal. And those that are behind the pandemic and were behind that, the exact same people are behind this. It is not like a savior that is coming to save us. Those that are behind this are a handful of people. This event is not a positive orchestration. This event is the orchestration of the exact same group of people that has orchestrated the pandemic. And that is the global elite. And they have an end goal. And this is a new narrative on which they will build that end goal. And it's working because many people are preoccupied with the details, as I said, and they really think that we are being saved, that this operation is serving as a liberation of people. This is an operation of the good guys. This is an operation of, I don't know, the Galactic Federation will come and they will come with their spaceships and they will liberate humanity. No, we are our own liberators. There's no external force that will save us. I talked about this in my past videos as well, but I will say it again. This is our job. This is our initiation. This is our transcendence to a high level of consciousness. And we cannot do that only internally with internal work that will be projected externally as well. So when you think that there's an external force that is working behind the scenes and you just have to sit back, you are basically giving your power away. And that is working perfectly for this group of people. This is what these low vibrational forces want us to do, to be preoccupied with details, because that is the domain of the mind. The mind is being preoccupied with details that are not even important. The heart sees the big picture. The heart has a different perspective that can put the pieces together, the pieces of the jigsaw, because the information comes from the higher mind. It comes from that divinity within you and that inbuilt guidance system from within you. And the only way to access that is through the heart. When you tune into that, it's not the mind. The mind gets entangled and it doesn't see its way out without the heart. So what is happening now, it is an invitation for humanity to take control of their mind. It is an invitation for humanity to revisit the past and to respond differently, and this time to respond with the heart, with that mind-heart coherence that is getting everyone out from that confusion. So about what is happening now, everybody is going to have an opinion, and you will be bombarded with information from all different directions. So what I would like to ask all of you is to tune into your heart. Tune into this situation with your heart. What is telling you? How is it making you feel? Because this situation is not making anyone feel good. This is not like the Freedom Convoy that had such a high vibrational frequency. When you tuned into that, you could feel that Christ consciousness. You could feel the love. You could feel the cooperation, the unity. When you tune into this operation, all you can feel is fear, is confusion, is grief, is terror. It is aggressiveness. It is like you are being given an information on a plate, but that in an aggressive way, like take it. You have to take it, even if you don't want it. This is what is happening. It is aggressive. It is full of low vibrations. So I'm not asking you to listen to me. It doesn't matter what I'm saying. All I'm asking you is tune into it with your heart. And ask yourself, if this was a positive operation for the benefit of humanity, would it happen this way? Would it be handled this way? And it doesn't matter what the media says, like, regardless of what the media says, if it was you, a compassionate human being, to be in a high position, to be able to do good for humanity, and you would have the possibility to do an operation that is exposing lies and is liberating people, ask yourself very honestly, would you do it this way? Would you do it this way, knowing about the human suffering, knowing about how trauma works? Because a truly compassionate human being that is operating from the heart knows very well what human suffering is, knows very well what low vibrational emotions are that a human being has to go through. Would you cause suffering to those people, to those innocent children that might have to deal with PTSD after this, that have been through a lot of suffering already? Would you do this way? No, you wouldn't. And underestimating the severity of this situation, that, oh, actually people are not even suffering, is such a spiritual bypassing. There is collateral damage that is being caused by this. There is a lot of damage. There has been collateral damage caused by the liquids, collateral damage caused by the pandemic, the lockdowns, the mental illnesses, and all those people that lost their lives because of that. There is collateral damage. And there is collateral damage in this as well. And if you fail to see that and you underestimate that, you are actually spiritually bypassing. So understand that a compassionate human being that has positive intentions would never, never participate in an operation like this. Because a compassionate human being that has integrated negativity and has come full circle, that is why it's having empathy, because it has integrated the trauma. It has healed the trauma as well, and it can have empathy toward other people and compassion without feeling fear, without feeling terror. So again, I'm not asking you to trust in my information and what I'm channeling, but I'm asking you to tune into your heart, because the answers are there. And those of you that are more logical and you don't want to tune into your heart, logically speaking, if this was a positive operation for the benefit of people, the media would ignore it completely. There would be zero media coverage about this. Think about it logically as well. They would not want you to look there. Even if there was a little bit of media coverage, just a little bit, that would go against this situation like in a different way. But no, they want you to look there. They want you to pay full attention. They want you to give them your full energy, because they can harness that. Remember when I was talking about the 8th sphere? Now this is a situation which is feeding that 8th sphere. The terror, the fear, the desperation, the worrying, the grief, the trauma that is being activated now, they are all feeding that 8th sphere, that low vibrational sphere of the earth. So I'm really sorry if I'm disappointing any of you, but the only white hats is us. We are the white hats, okay? And I'm not saying that there are no people out there that are working for the benefit of humanity. They are everywhere. They are in military, they are in these institutions, there are politicians as well that have positive intentions. But I got the information very clearly about this as well, that I think more than half of it, for even like 80% of these stories about this group of people that is liberating humanity is a psyop, because they don't want you to think critically. They don't want you to tune into your heart and to use your discernment. They want you to give your power away to an external force and to sit back and say that, oh, everything is being taken care of, we don't need to do anything. And I will have to say it again. There is a one-world government that is controlling the governments of the world with no exception, with zero exception. And those leaders that ever wanted to go against this one world government, what happened to them? What happened to those leaders? They were killed. They were forced to step down as well. And this is what happened with this particular person as well, which I talked about. And that information wasn't intended to confuse anyone. That was an information, a confirmation for me as well about why I'm feeling confused about this person. And it was a confirmation for many of you, because if you're tuning into your heart again, you can feel that something is off about this person. It doesn't have positive intentions. This person who is the main character is not the real person, but regardless, you can believe that or you cannot believe that. It's up to you. It's up to your free will and discernment. But all I can say, and all you can see as well, you can tell about this person. When you're looking into his eyes, when he's giving a speech, like just yesterday, I saw a video, you know, when on your YouTube feed, videos are coming up, but without a sound. And he was talking, and I didn't pay attention to what he was saying, but I was paying attention to his eyes. And I can tell that something is very, very off there. And I got the confirmation about it. So you can believe it or not, but all I can say that putting your faith into any government is extremely dangerous. And I don't know why this whole story around this group of people and around this liberation started. I don't know where is it coming from, but I can tell that it is extremely dangerous as well. And why we are being preoccupied with these details again and trying to figure out what is going on and putting our faith into this operation. Those people that are orchestrating this are getting away because they are changing human rights in the meantime. They are freezing the bank accounts of people in Canada. There are thousands of people whose bank accounts were frozen after the Freedom Convoy. Apparently, the person who was the organizer of this movement will face jail sentence for I don't know how many years. So these kind of things are happening behind our back now. And no one is talking about these things. Everyday people are losing their bank accounts, and they are even losing their money in their bank accounts. I just watched a video, like there's a YouTuber that had his bank account frozen as well. And he's not even from Canada, but he's having people that are watching his videos and are supporting him on Patreon from Canada. And he's exposing truth as well. 3 of his bank accounts were just frozen. This is what is happening. It can happen to me. It can happen to you as well. And we are not even paying attention to this because we are being so busy with what is happening on this side. And then when we wake up and realize that we have been fooled here, then the whole law is going to be changed, the whole legislation, human rights, and everything. The stage will be set for their great reset. And it will be late. So it is time for us to really start to think critically, and not with the absence of the heart, but with the presence of the heart. It is time for humanity to make that coherence and to work on that. And let me tell you that the fact that this whole thing blew up on the 22nd of February 2022 at the time of that important portal is not a coincidence. These people, these entities, they know very well how these portals are working and how powerful they are. They know about the amplification of the energies during a portal like this. They know about the Pluto Return of the US as well, which also started on the 22nd of February 2022. And this whole thing came back again, the same freaking goal with a different narrative 2 years after. Now, how many twos we have here? How many times the number 2 is being repeated here? This is a powerful time, and it has been orchestrated and planned very, very carefully. You know, that emperor energy that knows very well what he's doing strategically. This has been orchestrated for a long time. And it is not a coincidence either that what is happening in Ukraine. That is also strategic in terms of the continent, because Ukraine is kind of in the middle of the Euro-Asia continent. It is far enough from the Western society not to get a lot of proof about what is really going on, but is close enough to the Western society in order to create panic. So nothing is really a coincidence. The other thing that I wanted to say is that I measured the energy frequency level of this operation. Let's call it an operation, this invasion. And the frequency level was very, very low. It was 75, which is the level of grief. That is the frequency level of the intention behind this. This is not a positive intention. I think it's very clear for everyone. It is the level of grief. And then I also measured the level of how the media is presenting this situation. So that the frequency level of the media. And that was the lowest ever level. That was the level of shame, 30, which is very, very close to death. So we are facing a very, very destructive energy here, a sinister energy again. And if we don't start to take control over our minds and very consciously be aware of where we are putting our attention, then we will get into that trap of these people, of this global elite, the trap that has been designed for a long time to result in the same end goal. And we know what the end goal is. So let's not lose sight of the end goal, because that will be a big mistake. Let's be conscious about where we are giving our energy away. And again, tune always into your heart, because all the answers are there. All the answers, and we are living in a beautiful world, and we can go out in the nature anytime and we can enjoy our lives. And that doesn't mean that you are not compassionate toward those that are in need. We help with what we can, but being in fear is not going to help anyone. And buying into the propaganda about putting your profile picture, like on your profile picture on Facebook, the Ukrainian flag, and pray for Ukraine and these kind of things, is the same exact thing is repeating as what happened with the BLM movement. Is the exact same toxic energy and propaganda. Again, we are helping with what we can, but buying into this propaganda is not going to help anyone. We have come such a full circle now, many of us, and we have integrated so much of this negativity that we can be compassionate now and empathetic without being terrified, without feeling fear, and without feeling angry and revengeful. Because this is what they want to activate in you. They want to activate in you hate and fear and revenge and worrying and desperation. These are the energies that they want to harness. And when we are really operating from our hearts, then that will help those people in need. And there are so many movements, like in the US as well, with this freedom convoy movement. Is getting big in the US as well, and no one is talking about that. So we have to pay attention to those beautiful things, because they are really, really heart-based. We have to pay attention to those beautiful movements. Those are the energies that we need to tune into. All right, so this video is going to be long, so I think I'm going to split this video in two, because I had so many things to say about this. I didn't realize that it's going to be such a long speech. But the part 2 is going to be about the energies of March. So I will also share the channel message, sorry, that I received from source. And we will check the energies as well with a reading. So I will see you in part 2. I will upload both of these videos. So see you there.